Imagine 20 doors before you. Some open into shadow, others into fire. Others into silence so vast it swallows your breath. Open one, and reality bends. Open another, and even yourself becomes a mystery. How many will you walk through? The paradox of the heap. If one grain of sand is not a heap, and two are not, and three are not, then when exactly does the heap begin? 10? 1,000? Or never at all? The paradox whispers, our world is built on blurred edges. What we call many may already be one. What we call one may already be many. If we cannot find the boundary of a heap, how can we find the boundary of identity, of truth, of you? Perhaps the heap does not exist at all, except in the fragile agreement of our minds. The Ship of Theseus. A ship sails, plank by plank replaced, until none of the original remains. Is it still the same ship? And if the old planks are reassembled elsewhere, which is the true Ship of Theseus? The puzzle is not about wood. It is about you. Your body changes, your thoughts shift, your memories fade. Who then are you, at this very moment? The brain in a vat. Suppose you are only a brain, floating in liquid, wired to a machine, feeding you every sight, every sound, every touch. Could you tell? If the illusion is perfect, how would you distinguish dream from reality? Perhaps you are already inside that vat, reading these words in a simulation you cannot escape. The question burns quietly. What is real, and what is only imagined? The allegory of the cave. Prisoners sit chained, shadows flickering on a wall, mistaking illusion for reality. One escapes, blinded by the sun, glimpsing the world beyond. When he returns, the others laugh, even resist him. What shadows still bind you? Are the screens, beliefs, and habits you cling to your chains? And if the light were revealed, would you dare to face it? Or hide from its fire? Existential angst and the void. Freedom is a weight, a vertigo of possibility. Without divine scripts or cosmic guidance, you must choose, create, and carry meaning alone. Sartre called it anguish, the dizzying terror of infinite possibility. Strip away roles, titles, masks. What remains? The void yawns, silent, unanswering. Some recoil. Others step into it. And there, begin to create themselves. Nihilism. What if nothing matters? If gods fall silent, truth fractures, and purpose dissolves. Then life is an abyss. Nihilism terrifies. Yet it may also liberate. If nothing is given, everything is possible. The void is not merely emptiness, but a blank canvas for what you dare to create. Absurdism and the myth of Sisyphus. Life is absurd. We hunger for meaning. The universe answers with silence. Camus said, one must imagine Sisyphus happy. Up the mountain, the stone rolls down endlessly. Futility surrounds him. Yet in the struggle itself, he is free. Perhaps your burdens too are the very thing that can make you whole. Eternal recurrence. What if every moment of your life repeats eternally? Every joy, every mistake. Again and again. Would you despair? Or embrace it, affirming every instant so fully? You would choose to live it forever? Nietzsche's riddle asks not about time, but about the love of your own life. Stoicism. Storms come, fortune breaks, death approaches. The Stoic asks, what is within your control? Marcus Aurelius wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. The outer world rages, yet the inner fortress can remain unshaken. Epicureanism and hedonism. Pleasure, but not excess. The simple meal, the quiet garden. The company of friends. These are joys that endure. Hedonism whispers of delight. Yet warns fleeting pleasure is fire. True satisfaction is water. That flows endlessly. Balance is the path. Between craving and contentment. Solipsism. Perhaps only you exist. Everyone else, projections of your mind. The world, the voices, the love, the hate. Shadows in consciousness. Solipsism cannot be disproven. And that is its haunting power. If no one else is real, who loves? Who judges? Who forgives? Or is the self too an illusion? Dualism and the mind-body problem. Mind and body, separate, or one. Thought and matter, flesh and spirit. How do they touch, influence, dance? Dualists say two, monists say one. Perhaps both are true. Depending on where you stand. Or perhaps the question itself is a mirror reflecting the limits of understanding. The question of being. Why is there something rather than nothing? Heidegger whispered, this is the most fundamental riddle. Being is not a thing among things. It is the ground beneath all things. Yet it cannot be grasped. Only intuited. Glimpsed. In fleeting awareness. The veil of ignorance. Imagine choosing the laws of society without knowing your place in it. Rich or poor. Powerful or powerless. Privileged or oppressed. Rawls invites us behind a veil. Where luck is hidden. And only fairness can guide the hand. What kind of world would you design? If you might awaken in any skin? The problem of evil. If a benevolent, all-powerful God exists, why does suffering remain? Children die, wars rage, innocence shatters. Is evil proof against divinity? Or the shadow, without which goodness cannot shine? The riddle lingers, unyielding. Is suffering a flaw in creation? Or the very fire through which meaning is forged? Free will versus determinism. Do you truly choose? Or are you carried by causes? Stretching back to the Big Bang? Every thought, every desire. Born from chains of necessity. If all is determined, where does freedom live? Yet if freedom exists, why does it feel so fragile? Between fate and choice. Perhaps the mystery lies not in the answer, but in the living. The telos of life. What is life for? Aristotle spoke of eudaimonia, flourishing. The highest good. Others see survival, pleasure, or transcendence. Perhaps purpose is not discovered, but crafted. A fire lit within, rather than handed from without. Meaning is not waiting at the end of the path. It is the path itself. Walked with intention. The social contract. Civilization is an agreement, fragile and invisible. Hobbes warned of chaos without it. Rousseau dreamed of freedom within it. Do we obey laws because they are just? Or because we fear punishment? And what happens when the contract breaks? When the silent pact of trust that binds society together dissolves? The self as illusion. Buddhism whispers that self is a mirage. A bundle of perceptions, ever shifting, never fixed. Neuroscience echoes, the brain spins a story of you. To steady the chaos. If the self dissolves, what then is living your life? Perhaps there is no one at the center of the stage. Only the dance itself. The transcendent. Beyond thought, beyond being. Mystics speak of a reality that cannot be named. The Tao that can be spoken is not the eternal Tao. Is the ultimate truth silence? Or is silence itself the final form of truth? To glimpse the transcendent is to be undone.